ask about this, given the current political debate around it, but AI, huge potential power market, and I'm curious to know how you are thinking about them as, or AI companies as end users and the technology generally in terms of what you do.
So CFS, we're in a pretty rigorous place. So we have a 10 things we know to be true, which is like a document that is like, this is how we think the world works. Stole from Google. It's our own version of it. And number one is that in the future, we believe that access to energy and access to a clean environment will both be human rights. Like they're not today, but they will. And number two is, in the future, there's two markets, energy and creativity. Everything else reduces to those two markets. And what's happening in AI right now is, in energy, fusion, those two things, is basically mashing those four concepts together. Energy, environment, creativity, and having access to the actual outputs of energy. And so that's very interesting to see it happen. And the hyperscalers, they don't have an answer to how they're going to power the chips. Like you can just look at NVIDIA's market cap today and output of the chips out of NVIDIA. The next question you should ask yourself is, how are you going to power it? What's the market cap of that company? And it's big. And so that's very exciting. It's also very exciting too because the AI helps fusion. It already is. Actually, fusion's done pretty well and a long time been a part of AI. And then of course we become AI, and that's a very virtuous cycle. And because compute is like actually not something that is terribly cost dependent on energy versus like making steel. If you like increase the cost of energy making steel, then your steel's not competitive. Compute, that's not necessarily the case. It's very high margin. So like it means too that they have a willingness to pay, and they also turns out have hundreds of billions of dollars to pay. So that could be like a combination that has an enormous power to, no pun, to drive the whole thing forward. And the thing that they need for that compute is dispatchable, 24/7, clean electricity. Like that's not their main options to do that, and they need a lot of it. So that we'll see how it plays out. There's a big rush to like sign, a big stack of MOUs and PPAs, and I would say like congratulations, but like you actually have to deliver things that work. So don't forget that. But it could be the case that when something works and you have that demand, it could suddenly pull the whole thing up in scale. And even the capital and the impetus of these hyperscalers could be reaching in deeper and deeper to pull the whole thing along. It's super exciting.